What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JP on the keys, and it's too easy. We're back with another video today. We got some more Frankie Boyle. Of course, I know some of y'all were missing the Frankie Boyle, but we got my guy Frankie back on the channel. Mock of the Week Season 5. Hopefully you don't replay the same video 2 or 3 times in the same one, but let's just get to it.
I'm guessing sport.
They say that the Olympics is going to rekindle English national pride. I mean, come on, for 9.2 billion, you could have written "fuck off Germany" onto the moon.
The answer is over 31,000 tons. What is the question?
When Tony Blair was asked how many Iraqis he'd killed, what was his callous reply?
What a newsreader would never say.
The football scores now, so you might want to look away if you're a woman or a gay.
What?
Just watching that press conference, I wouldn't be surprised if it was her stepfather that did it. Do you see Grimes' thing this week was he said he wanted all government buildings to fly the Union Jack as a message to terrorists? A message that says, these buildings are worth bombing. The royals, I think, are so pampered and live in such luxury that when they go outside of that, they don't know if they've been shown around a disaster zone or not. Are you a landmine survivor? No, you're an Olympic swimmer. Well done. Has he got married?
Yeah, he's got married. Yeah, he got married. Yeah, she's 5'6". This is himself and the wife.
I like the thought that when he went down on one knee, it'll have been the first time that she saw his face. It's a real fairy tale romance, isn't it? A beautiful woman being stolen by an evil giant.
Unlikely lines from the final Harry Potter book.
Harry had always thought that he'd meet his death at the hands of Voldemort. So imagine his surprise when the doctors told him that he was HIV positive. As the old man stood in front of him in his robes, clutching his wand, Harry regretted transferring to Catholic school.
Unlikely lines to hear in an episode of Doctor Who.
Welcome to my Dalek poetry reading. This one is called Daffodils. Exterminate daffodils.
Okay, the next topic is the royals.
Thank you. I thought it was sad, you know, that they had that pop concert to commemorate Diana. I mean, she didn't have much to do with pop music, did she? They should have done something that celebrated what was really great about her life by staging a gangbang in a minefield.
Yeah, I can tell. It looks like he might get in trouble for that one. he probably got in trouble for that one.
It'd be interesting to see if that makes sense, to be honest.
Unlikely lines to hear on a science program.
After working on the equation for 30 years, Professor Stevens made an incredible discovery. His wife had left him and he'd wasted his life. Which is faster, a dog or a crossbow bolt?
Serious, risky, and heroic. What is the question?
How have people described my recent sex tour of Nigeria? What are the 3 speed settings on the world's most powerful vibrator?
Serious, risky, and
Get your swimmer swimmer guy who swam there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just carry a flag in his teeth and just like skip to the other side and go dunk? Oh, by the way, hours.
He's too busy raising money for cancer, this selfish bastard.
I can't believe you're taking the moral high ground.
It was been a while. God, it looks strange up here. NASA should be more realistic. NASA can call their next mission Operation Space Grave. To be honest, though, they get a hard time, NASA, don't they? But without them, they've compiled some fantastic research. Without them, we wouldn't know whether or not a red-hot human skull falling from space can break through the roof of a farmhouse in Texas. Apparently it can.
Enough, the Americans. Do you miss the moral high ground? That was a while ago now, isn't it?
Cold and dark down here.
See the edges of your faces. The worst thing to hear on holiday.
In the event of the cabin decompressing, oxygen masks will drop from the ceiling and dangle in front of your blue dead faces. There's a bar in the swimming pool after yesterday's riot. Both of you, welcome to Scotland.
Weird thing to see on a road sign.
Stop. Hammer time. Help me, I'm trapped in a sign-making factory. No left turn, no right turn, no entry, no reversing. Get out of the car and put your hands on your head.
Unlikely things to hear in the House of Lords.
Would anyone like to swap a packet of Space Raiders for some Dairy Lee Dunkables? I want to recriminalise homosexuality so that I can feel dirty when I do it.
What other policies have the Tories hinted at?
More tax cuts for businesses. That's the first thing they've come out with is basically more money for bastards. That's the Tory policy. The next policy will be you don't have to pay the congestion charge if you're on horseback and hunting a tramp. The government policy they're talking about is having cohabiting legislation. So if you've stayed with someone for 2 years, they have married rights and they can get half your stuff.
What?
Which is playing into my hands because my stuff is shit. I'll happily trade it for 2 years of sex.
Bruh.
She's got the perfect opportunity, hasn't she? That bit where they're making a present and they go, send your parents out of the room. She can pretty much say what she likes to children. Send your parents out of the room. We're making an advent calendar. Rebel by killing people and blowing shit up.
And it's environment.
Didn't that used to be an advert for mints? It's a pity we can't harness more natural energy, isn't it? Pity we can't harness the power of British moaning. Oh no, that moaning powered light bulb's on the blink again. Oh no, then it is back on. Everyone complained about the floods, didn't they? I like storms. I like thunder and lightning. What I like to do during a storm is shag my girlfriend and pretend that we're taking part in the conception of the Antichrist. I always found at school the one thing I could never work out was how to get girls' bras undone. I just couldn't work out. And then eventually I realised that these girls were wearing a different type of bra from my gran.
Yo! Yo! Oh! Oh! Yo!
Every sportsman do a final year of their career drunk. Missed it. Who cares? I'm a millionaire anyway. David Beckham going up to take a penalty and just puking on the ball.
Bad things to hear on an airplane.
In the event of the cabin decompressing, oxygen masks will drop from the ceiling and untangling them will annoy you before you die. That's the first cloud I've ever seen with a ski lift on it.
The worst person to be married to.
Brace yourself, Agnes, it's that time of year again. When I said I was a positive person, I meant HIV.
Hey, yo, you got a ding you on.
You want me to put my dingaling into your fairy cave? Are you mad, woman? He sleeps in the bed with us, okay? Don't make me choose between you and the wolf.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
She's on her holidays.
How does the Queen know if she's on holiday? She doesn't fucking do anything. We're going to India next week. Is it work or a holiday? I have no idea. I wander around waving at people. It could well be work.
The next topic is television. Frankie.
The only TV award I've ever been nominated for was a Scottish BAFTA. A Scottish BAFTA. It's like hearing that the animals have their own Olympics. Comic relief is faked. Everybody in Africa is fine.
Yo!
I saw a documentary about Paris Hilton, and this could just be a story, but it said that when she was in jail, the warders put sperm into her porridge. That must have been a horrible moment for her. Oh, there's porridge in this.
Yeah. Oh! Oh! Yo! This poor...
The answer is sparrows, otters, and hedgehogs. What is the question?
As a child, what did I dress in military uniforms to reenact the Battle of Stalingrad? The German forces being played by a lawnmower?
Yo! Yo!
Pandas want to die. The pandas want to die out, and we're forcing them to have sex. Imagine that in your deathbed, some zookeeper's trying to make you hump someone. Time. It's not all bad extinction, is it? I mean, it's less stuff to have to learn to teach your kids. Yeah. What's that, Daddy? Well, it's a dog, because there's only dogs left.
Wow.
Could be like that. Yeah, keep going. I'm not allowed to kill anything. I've moved out of the country now, and my missus won't let me kill anything because something else overseas.
When you're in the middle of the city, she allowed you to go out and kill her. I found a trap.
It wasn't a
I've taken and killed it.
And the annoying thing is,
Want to die.
Things an athletics commentator would never say.
There's a white man in the final of the 100 metres. Good luck with that.
Oh. Yo!
And in this final of the women's gymnastics, I've been nailed to my chair for my own good.
Yo! Oh! Oh, that's terrible. Oh!
Tragedy in the water polo, as most of the horses drown.
The worst thing to say when running for US president.
I intend to withdraw from Iraq, invade some real pussies like Spain. I will never forget the terrible events of 9/12. There are no skeletons in my closet, just a black latex dildo suit.
Whoa!
I have a magnificent war record. It's Pipes of Peace by Paul McCartney.
The answer I was looking for was Bill campaigned alongside Hillary. That refers to the former president's increasingly high-profile role in his wife's bid for the Democratic presidential nomination.
Looking forward to her becoming president and getting the file that they keep on Bill Clinton and finding out all the stuff he did when he was president. Bill, you screwed a robot woman? The Chinese sent a robot spy and you humped it to death, Bill. Clinton's been out of the White House for 8 years. I wouldn't like to be the first intern that comes across him after 8 years. I think that they should dress a haunch of lamb up in a skirt. Just so that he gets half his energy out of the way before he actually meets anyone human.
2025. What is the question?
What year will black people and white people finally live side by side in harmony in Chinese concentration camps? What year will cities gain sentience and raise themselves on hydraulic legs to begin the long battle for resources?
Is there any vision of the future? Is there any vision of the future we have which involves living in peace and harmony, having transcended war?
Oh, I just noticed we're on a dying fucking planet, guys. It's not just me.
It's not just you.
Pay close attention to how the world's going. Will know that environmentally you should reuse your plastic bags to suffocate your children.
Yeah, it's got to be the year, isn't it?
Is it something to do with cities on hydraulic legs?
It's nothing. Cities on hydraulic legs. Sure. No, with the cities on hydraulic legs.
Is it? In what year can I book a scuba diving tour of Holland?
Yo!
Why is it always falling off? You know what NASA should do before it goes up? Don't just check it. Double check it. It's going a long way. What about a double check? You know?
Unlikely small ads.
Erectile problems. Ha 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 ha. Would you like no strings attached sex? Contact my whore of an ex-wife. Bored, lonely, depressed. Meet like-minded people at salsa dancing.
The next topic is excerpts from DVDs I wouldn't sell.
I'm afraid the only thing you're going to be fighting for some time, Bond, is HIV.
It's celebrity. There you go.
It was an anniversary of Elvis's death recently. People still think that Elvis faked his death. Surely if you were going to fake your death, you wouldn't do it in a shitting accident. I mean, you'd do something brave, wouldn't you? Rescue a wee boy from a river. Surely not a jobby-related heart attack. They had something recently, didn't they? The Church of England brought out prayers for a Monday morning that you could use if you were stressed. There's a prayer you say if you're on a train and you can't find a seat. And this kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a commuter's prayer.
Yeah, when I'm on a train, I pray loudly to Allah and I generally get the whole carriage.
Yo! Oh! Yo! He gotta go. He gotta go. He said, I'm on a train. I pray loudly to Allah and I get the whole carriage.
What a news reporter would never say.
Even amidst the devastation of this earthquake, there are still stories of hope. I found a man's wallet. And I can't help thinking that if my country was gripped by famine, I'd just move.
Help. Go and volunteer. Frankie.
Part of the side effect of the smoking ban in Scotland is that every pub, no matter how terrible or horrible, now has tables and chairs outside it. Basically, Glasgow looks like Paris after a nuclear war. People say there's no such way as a good way to die, and those people have never heard the phrase drug-fueled sex heart attack. There's a great case in Scotland at the minute. A guy had a sex change and he had everything chopped off, and then he decided that he wanted to change back. And they wouldn't let him. So he went to the European Court and they said, okay, you can change back. Now he's changed his mind again. Wants to stay as he is. Typical woman.
The answer is 25 pence.
Just £1 will save a child's eyesight in Africa. But having decided it's not really my responsibility, how much did I send? How much would I have to be paid up front to kill Jeremy Clarkson? He was in the hotel for a wedding. Who invites O.J. Simpson to the wedding? He killed his fucking wife.
Maybe he just jumped out of the cake.
What a rugby commentator would never say.
All pretense has been abandoned as both teams take to the field naked, covered in lubricant to the sound of pounding techno.
Unlikely that is to be read out on Points of View.
Dear Points of View, I would like to complain about the weird voice you're reading out my letter in. The other night, I watched Nigella Lawson and picked up a couple of good tips on baking bread. And in the process, I just about ripped my cock off.
Oh, yeah. This man said, a commuter's prayer, when I pray aloud in Allah, I get the whole seat. I get the whole... Oh, wow. That thing had me, yo. Okay, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget to share the video wherever your video is at. Also, turn on my post notifications so that you don't miss an upload. Anyway, thank you. Stay on the grind. Have a great day. I'm out. Peace.